Hello, hello, and welcome to another match of the Settlers 4 World Championship 2025. Today, I am casting with King Cat.
Yeah, hello.
And we are casting... give me a second, I'm figuring out who's who. Okay. We're casting kleinerchris on the bottom left side as a blue Trojan against a red Marion on the top right side, Lemon. This is game 1 of the quarterfinals. And I am a tiny bit sick, so I'll probably be saying not that much throughout the cast, but I have King Cat with me, a well-known German caster that is very, very knowledgeable about the game. So
I wished I would be as knowledgeable about Troja as you are, so you probably still have to do 50% of the talking here.
Even if I do 50%, that is less than if I do it alone, so that's totally fine. Okay, let's have a look at the overall map here. You see a small forest and small stone as the starting, with a river that seems to be fine. Kinda goes along the mountain, which is a little unfortunate for both civs. But both of these civs don't really need that much river. So probably fine enough. Both don't need much forest, which is like the thing that is like right next to the river, so you kinda like can cut out on be fine with cutting out a bit of the trees and not keeping a little bit of space there, but it seems like there's enough space between the river and the forest anyways to get your woodcutters and foresters, so that won't be an issue anyways.
Yeah.
Stone overall, only two stone fields here close by, and a desert right in front of the mountain, so like there is a desert for the Marion, but it's not necessarily optimally placed, I'd say. What do you think?
I think it will depend a little bit on the transition afterwards. Like there are 3 more or 2.5 stone fields on the top side.
Yeah, behind the mountain.
Or when you're looking at Lemon, then yeah, it's the left side.
Yeah.
And yeah, it probably depends how fast you can incorporate those. But I think as main player, I would probably try to go into mana kind of fast anyway. Not heavily necessarily, but you probably want like a little bit more than only 2 stone spells, which you could get from just building and rebuilding one big temple. So I would probably plan with 3 to 4 of those stone curses, and then you should have enough time to eventually arrive at those extra stone fields.
I think I'd go with a very similar approach. It doesn't have to be like right after the food industry or something like that. It can be a little bit delayed, but just early enough that you like still have some mana available to cast a few spells, and large temple early also really help a lot.
Yeah, I mean you can start with just rebuilding your big temple twice and keep your first starting stone field alive a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And then go into mana after your food industry is already running.
Yep. Yeah, starts I think from both players so far look relatively normal. 3 small houses as a start for the Trojan player. Only 2 stone cutters. I always I always prefer 3, but definitely doable with 2. And I'm just seeing a ginormous iron mine on the mountain.
Yeah,
that's lovely.
Will definitely come in handy, and I think it shouldn't be missable for both players.
Yeah, I think that's
have it already.
The first spot you're gonna cover on your mountain anyways. The coal mine right next to it looks kinda it looks like it could be overwritten, but it also looks large enough that it'll probably be fine, even though it might lack a few spots there.
Yeah, you can probably still find something else, because at least our Trojan player can't really build a tower directly towards the mountain, I think, so he will have to build 2 towers anyway. And with the second tower, he should be able to incorporate a second coal mine.
I do think you could technically already get the iron mine with 1 tower if you would have built it where the fissure is, but that doesn't help you anyways.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, then you probably still have to pioneer towards any coal mine, and I think it would kind of take too long. So just do it with towers. Even though I would have wished that the tower towards the mountain would already be standing, but I'm also not sure how large of a wood industry kleinerchris is planning to build up. So I think he's probably going for all 9 woodcutters, and in that case he has a little bit more time until he needs his mines, because his 2 smiths will be a little bit later.
Yeah, and I think if the tower is already on prio, it probably will be fine. Only issue I would see is if the tower is not yet on prio, because then it'll take quite a while. I mean, there are no diggers yet. The diggers, they have lots of other work to do right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I like that. Like, I think the tower towards the mountain and also a tower into the stone field would be very important.
Oh, yeah, those aren't having any diggers yet either. Yeah, those not being digged right now is also very... Like they're the thing you want to have right after your toolsmith. Like, essentially, like I always like to give your iron smelter on prio and then give the towers towards the stone field on prio and then give the toolsmith in prio. Because you kind of like need it like right after.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see if it comes. If the expansion towards the mountain comes a little bit too late. For the stone, we shall see. I think he could probably still build a 5th stonecutter in this position. That should be good enough still. But yeah, of course you would have wanted already fresh new land, so you can spread out a little bit more with your stonecutters.
In the meantime, let's have a little bit of a look at the Marion. We already see the iron smelter. And the toolsmith is being built. Nice timing. 4 lumberjacks, it seems, that he went into it. I think a reasonable amount on this like smaller starting stone field. And he's already has the iron mine placed, but not yet the coal mine. Ah, okay, and now he placed the coal mine as well, so he goes for it nonetheless.
Yeah, but I'm completely with you with the coal mine. Looks completely good enough.
Yeah. It might not be run at the normal amount, but it'll be so close that it won't matter.
Yeah, so Lemon already placed his towers into the stone field, so he's already able to place 3 more stonecutters, or maybe even 4. And he's also building a new tower in the south of the stone field, so he can get around on the bottom side, maybe also build a hunter hut in this kind of area, even though probably the starting forest with more tangent forest fields is probably the better location for a hunter here.
Yeah, like right behind the starting forest, putting a hunter there will be able to work for quite a while.
Yeah, like if you have this kind of triangle between forests, then yeah, just put one in the middle and just remember to change the working area from time to time, and then you should probably never be idle for a lot of the game if you took enough land in every direction.
First few grain farms are being digged as well. Iron mine is standing. I'm missing the second sawmill right now. I feel like this should be already done. Also maybe a few more lumberjacks, but I think that's like still kind of fine. Actually, I guess it is fine for the 1 sawmill, but if you wanted to have the second sawmill already be running, then you'd need a little bit of a better running forest.
Yeah, I think he should probably skip shuffling the farms for the moment and just finish up his forest. Like, even though you kind of want to have fast farms, I think you should still go for at least 9 or 10 woodcutters before you go into your farms, because yeah, you don't need much wood at the beginning, but you still need some, and 3 sawmills I think is like a pretty good number to then comfortably go into your farms and finish up your food industry. Then it kind of depends how smoothly you can get into a 4th sawmill and the respective foresters and woodcutters. But yeah, at least go up to 9 or 10 woodcutters.
I think if you're starting with 2 sawmills before toolsmith, which I do most of the time, please have the second one already finished up and like 6 lumberjacks, 5 lumberjacks, something like that, then I think it's kind of fine to build your first 2 farms before all of your wood is done. But I agree with he only goes for 1 sawmill early. He really wants to go for those 3 sawmills and larger wood eco before the farms. He is gonna miss out on quite a bit of wood, as the sawmill only just now finished.
Yep.
Let's have a look. I'm checking real quick. Okay, tower towards the mountain finished. The toolsmith also finished, but the second tower, it was just now placed on kleinerchris' side, so that is gonna be late for sure.
Yeah, but I also think this must have been kind of an elaborate decision to do it like this. And yeah, I'm not sure how it can work out. Like he delayed it willingly, in my opinion. He shuffled everything else if he wanted to. He could have placed this tower like 1 or 2 minutes earlier because he already had the land, as I think.
I'm not quite sure if it's willingly or if it's unaware, because that's also something that's very classic. You're like unaware that you need like 2 towers and the 2 towers will just take too long, and like such an early timing you need that first tower to be built, which is usually never the moment you're thinking about that stuff. And I at least know that kleinerchris wasn't playing the last couple days that much. Mm-hmm. And today before this was, from what I've heard, on a party. So I don't know, that might also just be a mistake.
Yeah, it could be. Like, I probably thought that he delays his mines to get the other stuff more quickly, like stonecutters and woodcutters. But if you look, there is no woodcutter yet.
And sunflower farms already coming up as well.
Yeah, so
very
it probably more looks like a mistake than anything else.
Yeah. It might also be like he isn't the most experienced Trojan player. It might also just be a fact of him not having the cleanest build order in mind he wants to perform. Like we're seeing already 5 stone on one of the large houses, apparently. Probably paused because the builder stands right next to it, standing like as if the builder walked towards it and then didn't actually get to hammer the stuff. So, yeah, digging lots of buildings he didn't really need yet, and now he didn't get his resources into the stone cutters and lumberjacks and instead built sunflower farms.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's exactly the point, that he digged a lot of buildings he doesn't actually need yet. Like, I think it's fine to like shuffle 1 fisher or maybe even 2, but probably don't need the 3rd one. Also, the big houses you probably don't need as fast because you probably want to just rebuild your small ones for a little while. And it's very important to get your initial additional stonecutters done, and then also shuffle all the buildings in your forest and then get into sunflower farms immediately. And you're basically in like every game kind of limited on shufflers because I think at the latest point when you go for sunflower farms, you will on most maps never get something better than a dark yellow or light yellow point to build them on, and that's kind of the point where shufflers will already be caught up by your material, your wood and stone.
Yeah, shuffling is pretty much always the challenge for Trojans, and it's also like what I was like you usually don't need your first large house before you build any sunflower farms. At least at that point, you still kind of want to just like really get play on the edge with your settlers. Building a large house very early on really doesn't feel nice whatsoever. Takes up lots of resources to then give you lots of settlers that you don't need. You only needed maybe half of that. But it took so much already, very inefficient for the early game. And yeah. Right now we're already seeing one being built. That large house will definitely not be done fast enough, even with that one small house still coming up. I think we need like 1 or 2 more small houses for that large house to actually finish in time to not get into a settlers shortage here.
Yeah, talking about settlers shortage, we can see one in action on the other side of the map, where Lemon just finished up his, probably was his 4th, or maybe it was even his 3rd house. Like his settlers count is awfully low at this point.
Yes.
So I'm not really sure, but yeah, he finished up some of his farms already. But yeah, stones are not really getting carried at the moment, and yeah, I think if he just had this one more house, then he would probably have a very clean start here. But yeah, this is a little bit of a problem for now.
Yeah, very much agreed. I also enjoy seeing a farm seeding the grain right next to a scythe that's laying on the ground. That was not properly carried there.
Or probably the lack of settlers screwed him over when he converted the thief back, and then bro just
like it
away.
Was the case where he already made scythes on the toolsmith and he didn't convert the thief back before the grain farm was done. Maybe he did, and it was a settlers shortage issue. Who knows? But yeah. Like for now we see, like that's the issue, if you have a scythe on the ground and a scythe on your toolsmith, they prefer picking up the toolsmith scythe. Because we're just seeing another grain farmer go to a grain farm without picking up the tool that is technically closer to it.
Yeah. The one medium house he's building at his iron smelter is not finishing up for a long time. I kind of hope that the one below the second stone field does already have all the materials. Because if not, then Lemon is gonna stay in a lack of settlers for quite some time here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Won't finish up because there's still wood lacking, I guess, and one got brought there, but I think another one is still missing. And yeah, let's see if the builders are cooperative and will stick around for the last wood to be hammered into it. Or maybe he even needs 2. I'm not sure what the
looks close.
Doesn't even go there.
Doesn't even go. That goes to the grain farm. I mean, there's a settler standing up to the tower to the north. I think he right now just isn't building that much.
Yeah.
Because he has like lots of stone available. And yeah, I mean he has 3 sawmills running, that should be enough to just keep building. But there was some digger mismanagement as well, because it looks like he kinda just doesn't have anything ready to be built. Other than the houses.
I think it's just the panic mode now from the settlers shortage, so he couldn't really do what he wanted to do, and he will probably end up with the full storage of grain for a while.
Yep.
But yeah, luckily he does have the double iron mine, and there's also another double iron mine on the mountain. So even though his all the stuff is gonna get delayed for quite some time, he can probably still make it up and make it work and not suffer from too few meat, for example.
Yeah, definitely one of the more nicer games in that regard. Nicer maps. And it's funny that he has another thief now pick up the scythe and stand in front of one of the grain farms. But I assume that grain farm is probably finished up before the grain farm on the left, and then that grain farm will again take the side from the toolsmith.
That's a never-ending scam cycle.
Yeah. Just a wormhole for your APM, just thinking away.
Yeah, but I hope you can take notes what you can do with your thieves outside of the enemy land for the whole game. So you should take some example from this.
I mean, when I play mines, I do micro my size to the grain farms as well. And yeah, looking back, we're only now seeing the mines finished up for kleinerchris. The meat and bread is being carried over. Sawmills are running full. This doesn't look much cleaner either.
Mm-hmm.
We do have 5 sunflower farms already, 6th one being added. We'll see if that's the end count or if it's gonna be a little bit more than that. The large house I was talking about did finish. And yeah, he's in a... or he's at least gonna be in a huge lack of tools. As even for just building the 5 sawmills, your starting coal and iron isn't really enough. I think you're missing like one or two tools. Yeah. Preferably you already wanted to have some shovels spread into it as well, so you get your buildings built. But in this case I doubt he did that, considering his iron mine was this late. Now what I would like in this situation is immediately building a second coal mine and immediately building the second toolsmith. Like mostly to catch up, like if he didn't want to build a second one in his game plan anyways, then just to catch up, and if he wants to build it anyways, then yeah, build it now. Because you really will be lacking the tools at this point. Okay. I do see my Discord is lagging. My Twitch seems to be fine. Okay, is it better now?
Yeah, at least I can hear you again.
Yeah, I just put us in a different channel because my stream and game seems to be fine, like the game isn't lagging. Discord was like, I wasn't really hearing you well either.
Alright.
So,
so do you think that the second toolsmith in this situation is the play, or do we just want to go for a fast temple and pray to Iron Jesus to gift us with
I think in this case you have no other option than building a second toolsmith. You've lost so many tools that like even if you're building one toolsmith and like if you play perfectly, you still wouldn't mind getting like 10 extra tools out of your gifts. So then just relying on getting 10 more than just those 10, I think is a little bit ridiculous. Right. So in this kind of case, I would always build a second toolsmith. I'm not a big believer in RNGs, indeed. I do sometimes, but it's mostly out of the fact that I don't have another option anymore.
Full atheist Trojan player.
Yeah. And somehow I still build a large temple every single time and use priests. I just believe in different gods. I believe in the gods that give you infinite food.
Yeah, that's a very kind god.
Yeah, very kind god indeed.
So
I think it is also a second, like a second toolsmith immediately, because we are seeing buildings digged right next to the mountain that very much look like it to me. Like they look like heavy industry, and they're right next to the mountain, and they aren't gold smelters because there's too much wood on it.
Yeah, that's a nice observation.
Yeah, I'm missing the second coal mine for that though. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's also being built.
That's coming up. But I'm also missing the gold smelter because temple got placed already. So yeah, eventually he should place the gold smelter.
I like to usually place it a little early, so it actually it's finished beforehand. Otherwise, you tend to have sometimes the issue that somehow all your diggers went onto the large temple and none of them went to your gold smelter. And large temple is ready to go and your gold smelter isn't even close to finishing. But yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna fix this tool issue. Second large house is done, so it's like he's solving his issues. And have a look back to what Lemon is doing on the other side.
Yeah, Lemon is already up on the 4th sawmill. Wood probably looks good now. And yeah, let's check. You do see. No, it's not a gold smelter. I think it's already another iron smelter at the mountain because it has 7 stones. I think gold smelter would be 6 only. So he's probably planning to go into second toolsmith as well. And we see him placing some buildings for his mana production already. 5 of those so far. And yeah, that's probably all according to the plan we mapped out at the beginning for him.
Okay, I do want to say that one of those gay farms is just horrible. Like the one...
that's quite true.
Like that one just has nothing to work with. Especially considering that the one right above it will also use up a little bit of that space there.
Yeah, maybe he realizes it and builds a new one once the tower's finishing up at the mountain above those farms, and yeah, then he would be able to place a perfectly fine one.
Both players placed the hunter in the rough position where we thought they'd place it. Though I like... Both of them didn't put it as deep as I would have done it. I definitely would have built like a tower or 2 more. And just put it like pretty damn deep, because then it's just gonna produce so much meat.
Yeah, I'm completely with you on that.
That's the kind of situation where you as a Trojan are like, I don't even have double iron mines and I'm still going at 7.2 battery, because that one on-time building early will produce 50 plus meat to peacetime, no issue. And then you can even build a second or third, and then you're definitely good to go.
Yeah. So kleinerchris already finished shuffling his big temple, but still no sight of any gold smelter as of yet.
Dude, the big temple is even being built right now.
Yeah.
The battery is placed. And now he places the gold smelter.
Okay,
now I
but
think
at least he noticed it, so it's probably gonna be the classic minute 35 battery timing.
Yep.
Which is probably kind of late, but yeah, sometimes it do be like that.
Right now, another adaptation from his adaptation second toolsmith really early. I think right now just being like, okay, I'm going 8 sunflower farms would be the play. Because till that battery is done, you don't really have anything to do. You can build large houses and sunflower farms, pre-build a couple mines, and that's all you're doing. Especially since you already have the second toolsmith, you're not really gonna be able to get more out of the mountain and use it actually.
Yeah, I'm also not really sure. Like, maybe he has his gold smelter on priority right now, because not much wood or stones are getting carried at the moment. So, yeah, maybe he's trying to get out of priority, or he just went into priority again for his gold smelter. But yeah, it's probably either one of those, and either way, he's kind of falling behind in resources now.
Yeah, for sure. I'm also surprised now looking like at the chat of like the kind of history of the resources used, that he's still so close most of the time. But yeah, he does indeed fall quite a bit. I mean, even now, like it's still like only 30 resources, and if he just builds his battery, he'll immediately make that up. Which he does now. Now all the carriers are walking. Usually I'd say Amalian should be quite a bit ahead, but I mean the settlers shortage and then just not having anything dig that he was wanting to build. If we're looking at it, we have a minute 29 now. 4 gay farms and an iron smelter outside of the food eco is standing. That is not a lot. At this point you can already have your first few weaponsmiths running if you're really fast with it. Or have the mana industry more properly built, but I mean we checked earlier and realized it was definitely a bit delayed going into that, into bakeries, mills and stuff like that. Grain farms were ready, nothing else. Then also settlers shortage. The thing is early stone mine there, and it seems to be that stone mine is a double stone mine. Checking on the other side real quick. That looks like a good double stone mine. Definitely something both players should take early.
Yeah, after the game yesterday between Yakti and APM, I'm very happy that people actually take double stone mines again.
Something I will never understand, how you cannot just build a double stone mine when you're playing Marians
okay,
or Trojans.
but I think you are kind of biased. Okay, yeah, as Trojan player, yeah, you have the food. I was about to fight you on that you, if you would say that to other civs.
No,
but,
I don't think you have to build it as a Viking or a Roman. A Roman, I can see if you're playing, if you only have one stone field, just building a double stone mine when you see it. I think that is still a smart play. But as Marians and Trojans, I feel like if you see one double stone mine, just always build it. You don't necessarily have to build 3 or 5 of them, but one never hurts.
Yeah.
Especially in situations where you technically have enough stone fields, but practically you fail to... like right now we're seeing the situation, first stone field of Lemon, almost completely gone. And large temple is still being digged. And now it's like a situation where he doesn't have any spots to get the new stone cutters. And even if he had, it could be that those are late, and then that double stone mine can really shine, because otherwise it'd be like an enormous stone shortage. But this way you might just be like in a small stone shortage that afterwards you'll also be able to pick up quite well again.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. The big temple is probably a little bit late now, considering the starting stone field is already basically completely gone. But yeah, he's keeping his kind of 50 resource lead in resources, and he's going into his mana production now. He's got a river down there, which is kind of nice for the mana. And yeah, some big houses are coming up, and I think afterwards he's gonna go back into heavy industry.
I'm not necessarily sure if I actually like placement for the mana economy, because it feels kind of out of the way. He had his diggers at the food eco to the right, his diggers up north at the heavy industry, and he could have also gotten the water from the river to the right very nicely. Like, it's not really any closer, and I think that is probably just split his diggers up too much again. And I don't know, I feel like he's just not, like right now his sawmills are all fully running properly. But it's also like he already missed out on quite a lot of buildings earlier on. So like the fact that he's able to still keep up doesn't really say anything, considering that he was already behind in the early game. Because if he wasn't, I feel like he wouldn't be able to keep up anymore, and his sawmills would be already starting to run full with how he's like digging everything everywhere, and has like a pretty huge hole in the middle of the settlement. Just a few houses. Already good chunk of mines, not that much heavy industry on it. Also usually a sign of not necessarily being able to use your resources perfectly. And also a second toolsmith, so both players do go for a second toolsmith, although Lemon didn't have to go for it, how kleinerchris did with his delayed early mines. We are seeing, I didn't quite catch it, but it must have been that the cast for the food spell just happened a couple seconds ago. It's not a 35-minute first cast, how we said, but it is still delayed, to say the very least.
Yeah, he also made some gifts and got a lot of hammers, but looks like he didn't even put the number for his builders up because they are still laying there like for like 1 minute already.
Yeah, and there are plenty of settlers right next to it as well.
Yeah, so let's hope his toolsmith doesn't run full because of that, but looks like he's not making any hammers anyway. And yeah, yeah, I think now he's starting to take them.
Storing away the gold and weapons to the right. Some barracks being pre-placed. And yeah, we have the World Championship in chat also say that the resources here at minute 33 were what you have in a good minute 30, in a good round at minute 30. So, yeah, lacking a bit there, but I mean, if we're looking at kleinerchris, we also see lots of issues. Could be going much smoother. He has plenty of wood that isn't... It's always kind of like a cycle of like, oh, it's starting to lay full, and then he builds a battery and it goes really low again. And I think I saw that like a few times in the game already, where it's like, looks like everything is full, and then a bit ago, like a bit later, then only like one sawmill that is looking close to full. Right now it's 2. And yeah, it's usually like when some large houses are done digging, all of a sudden all the wood gets carried. Could probably now place a few more mines. He is starting to build quite a lot of heavy industry. Already 2 weaponsmiths on the 2 toolsmiths, some gold smelters, and it's not that many coal mines yet. And he doesn't have any coal pre-stored in any storages either.
Yeah, would be very happy that he would expand a little bit faster towards all the sides, like at least one tower towards the right finished up, and he's building the next one, and he can get 3 more coal spots from that. But yeah, the initial mountain is probably not perfect for Trojan player. Like, it can happen that you are stuck on a kind of low amount of coal mines on this kind of maps, because you will always have this kind of snow area in some form or another. Like, this one is probably rather small than what you can expect on other maps with this kind of mountain layout.
Looking at it, but he also just didn't place all the coal mines yet.
Yeah, there are still some to have. And yeah, it would be a great time to do it now, because he does have the wood at the sawmills. He also got back on track with his amount of builders from the gifts.
Yeah. Although he still didn't pick up all the hammers.
Yeah, but why?
That's a good question. And yeah, we're already seeing on the heavy industry, it's like coal is looking very thin. It's there, but if more heavy industry finishes up, it's not gonna be there anymore. Yeah, he also built a 7-2 battery, which I like. I haven't actually looked at that before, but yeah. 7-2, you have like 2 early double iron mines. I said the hunter could be amazing, it won't really be the way he plays it.
Yeah, I kind of never feel the hunter hut behind the foresters and woodcutters.
Like in the middle of your forest.
Yeah, he has to be out there, and he also has to be isolated. Like, nobody is supposed to come close to the hunter hut, and then that guy can do work.
Yeah. The thing I usually always do is put some lumberjacks there as well, because usually I put my hunter hut in a place where I don't actually want him the entire game long. But in this case, I feel like that would be a prime position to have your hunter hut the entire game long. Because you can expand very nicely towards the front and towards the top where there's more mountain. You don't really have interest in going behind your forest again. You can't just have a hunter hut sit there for the entire game.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, looking at the amount of heavy industry so far, I think the players are not so far from each other.
Very
even
much
though,
agreed.
like, the Viking, no, not the Viking, the Trojan goldsmithers are a lot slower than the Mayan ones. So probably the Mayan player still has a little bit more output from now. But yeah, I think kleinerchris would be able to place a lot more heavy industry very fast if he wants to. Just place a bunch more buildings. But yeah, he basically has to build every mine available in his land now, and yeah, then he can go up to, yeah, I don't want to call it a number because the amount of coal mines is probably still very limited here. But yeah, at least he can build all the heavy industry which the starting mountain can support.
I mean, I think that the mountain isn't actually that bad in terms of coal mines if you look at it. And you, at least I think you should be able to get towards that, like, towards both of these, like, front, yeah, mirror axis mountains. You should be able to get to both of them quick enough. You're gonna orientate your heavy industry more in that area is what I'm saying. Then you look at both of the heavy industries. They've so far started really in the pocket of that mountain. But I think the Trojan heavy industry is gonna be large enough that it doesn't really matter. Like, it is gonna stretch towards the front. With the Mayan heavy industry, I don't know, if he goes into this first stone field instead of going behind the desert, then the distances, at least towards the, like, top mountain is gonna be quite long. Towards the bottom mountain it's not that long, and he's already on it, so I guess it's probably gonna be fine if he places it there, and that's at least the direction I assume the rest of the heavy industry is going. Has already built quite a bit of it. It's not gonna be that much more space it'll take up.
Ah well, he has 6 weaponsmiths now, a little bit produced, so he's probably, like, from the timing, he's probably shooting for like 230 to 40 now. If he doesn't build any more weaponsmiths. So yeah, it's not
the end
not
of
the
the
300 soldier round, but should still be very well set up.
Yeah, especially he should have some combat mana as well. He has so much mana, you just won't put all of that in your economy. So that will help out as well. He's now on these stone fields behind the mountain. And replace most of the stone cutters of the first stone field. Get some more space. So far, I'm wondering, his ore situation looks a little bit better. Let's actually look at the gold, because, like, we don't have much mountain. And what I'm seeing right now, looking at it, there's pretty much no gold on this mountain at all.
Yeah, and considering that, kleinerchris built at least 2 of his gold mines doubly, so yeah, that will probably help him out a little bit, even though I think on the rest of the gold mines he's a little bit slower than Lemon. Let's see the front mountain. Lemon's building a mine there, kleinerchris has his mine already. But yeah, looks kind of even, but maybe these 2 double gold mines he invested into can make a little bit of a difference here.
The gold ore definitely will be an issue, and considering that, I'm wondering what both players are gonna do, because there are options to use your gold efficiently. And those options usually don't entail just making more and more bowmen. And with saying that, that's usually the issue. Most people aren't that comfortable with playing things other than bowmen. So I'm very interested to see how that'll go if they just make bowmen and just say, who cares? I can't play the other stuff, or if they're gonna try, and or well, they're gonna be able to play with it, because Trojans at least have a very amazing option with backpack catapulters and swordsmen and low gold numbers. Very gold efficient.
Yeah, one would say they are kind of overpowered, so even the tier 2 army is still strong enough to beat other civs tier 3 armies.
I mean, to be fair, a tier 2 number, the tier 2 army with even numbers won't win against a tier 3 army. But that also shouldn't be the case. But a tier 2 army with, like, I don't know, a couple hundred soldiers more, like if you're like in the 1,000 range and you have like 100 or 200 soldiers more, and you just have like most of a tier 2 instead of tier 3, you at least can win. It definitely isn't a guarantee, it still depends on the fight and stuff, but yeah. Gold is very valuable in tier 2 swordsmen if you have backpack catapulters behind it.
Good unit, these backpack catapulters.
Yeah, big fan. But so far we're seeing bows being made. I mean, right now he has the gold. But that won't last for long. We're already seeing on the gold smelters themselves only like 3 goldos each. A few like down there, one with 5. And that's gonna... That count will get lower and lower the longer the game goes, presumably. At least as long as they manage to keep building gold mines whenever they conquer new gold spots. Gold smelters whenever they conquer new gold spots and build new gold mines, because that's the classic I always have the issue with. I see, low gold number, I build low amount of gold smelters early on, and then I just completely forget to add them later on, have like 2-3 storages full of gold ore, and then I realize, I never built the gold smelters.
Nice, but at least you got the gold ore.
Yeah, usually it also, I'm waiting long enough that I'm even losing out on a bit of that gold ore.
Yeah, or you stay on 6 fishers for the whole game. We arrive in the same situation. But yeah, would you say that for Trojan, is there like any situation where you should go bowman over backpacks and swords? Like, isn't backpacks and swords always the better unit composition?
I have situations where I definitely prefer bowman. One situation...
Why is it against another Trojan player? Like, other situations against the other civs?
Okay, and I'm not thinking... Okay, if you play against other Trojans, then yeah, I will make bowman as well. But I was thinking, usually the case where bowmen are nicer to use is whenever you're right next to each other. And especially when you have your like forest towards the back and you have the industry, everything towards the front, so that you will have buildings right on the border. You have buildings right on the border yourself, and the enemy does so too. There's literally no space to fight with your backpack catapulters and swordsmen, only in your own land, and then you probably still have to crush buildings. You have less combat power, and that's just like, you might win a fight or two, how I did against Yannick Evergrey in my game, but long term you won't be able to trade efficiently enough to actually get a win out of that. And you can never really go into the enemy land unless you have your vehicles ready to go, but getting them ready to go on such a map is really hard, as you don't have space for them to move around either. They also need space. And that's like the one situation where I really don't like swordsmen and backpack catapulters, because they're really hard to use. Still might be possible, but I definitely had better success with just making bowmen in those cases.
Alright, noted. I will look out for these kind of maps where we can force everyone in front positions, so I don't have to play against backpacks and swords as often.
Okay, let's have a look at the game a little bit more here. Is Lemon a settlers shortage? No, there are standing a few, but it's not many. And he is recruiting. If he continues to recruit, Does he have like houses that are producing? Oh wait, they're standing more down there. Never mind. I didn't say anything. He has lots of settlers. I just completely missed like 2 spots where quite a lot of were standing. So this should be fine.
That's just a shortage of the second barracks.
Yes, very much agreed.
Yeah, the one storage is kind of isolated over there, so not much is gonna get carried out of that one. But second barracks seems to be ready to get built any second.
All the resources are there. Only the builders have to arrive. Did you ever see Lemon cast any gifts? I don't think so, right?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. I'd also be surprised because his first toolsmith was running all the time and he did build a second one. I really don't think you need lots of gifts at that point anymore. With the in kleinerchris' situation, I can understand that because your first toolsmith was just not working for multiple minutes. And I love that I'm looking over right now at that first toolsmith and I'm seeing a digger standing doing nothing. Usually not a good sign. And we're looking at the sawmills and they are about to go full again.
Yeah, but I think kleinerchris has stopped his toolsmith because nothing is laying at the building anymore. And same goes for Lemon, who also stopped his starting toolsmith. So both players seem to be happy with the amount of tools they are working with now.
But then why you cast gifts? Like, what did he need those gifts for then? Then you just keep your toolsmith running.
Did he just actively cast more gifts, kleinerchris?
I mean, he made, like, I wouldn't get any if I'm gonna be fine on tools anyways. Wait, what's that? That ping wasn't you, right? Or was that you?
No, probably the full sawmill panic ping.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen those for so many. It's a thick sawmill, why? No!
Late game.
I never understand how people do that. They have plenty of wood, and they build a like another extra sawmill.
Once the woodcutters are lying full, because all the sawmills were lying full, then you need another sawmill to get rid of all your extra trees. It's quite a sound logic, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'd also prefer to just build a storage and get your logs into that, because it costs you less, and you're not gonna use that sawmill anyways. Like if you go for 6 sawmill, then keep the second toolsmith running. Build more, make more shovelers, make more builders. Honestly, probably isn't a stone shortage right now if I'm looking at it more actively.
Oh.
First stone field completely gone, second stone field almost completely gone, and towards the top he barely has any stone cutters. And the stone cutters he does have don't have workers yet. He only built a double stone mine, I think. I really would have liked just building 1, 2 more, maybe 3 more. Like he did build a 7-2. Oh, I found a thief. That I perfectly put the ping on top so that you can't see him anymore.
Mm-hmm. Excellent technique.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of a hole he's in now, and can't really build much. There are a lot of houses waiting for the last stones to finish up. And yeah, for the next few minutes, he still has to spend some time to set up his new stone cutters, and then also get out or build more houses. And then eventually he would be able to go into more sunflower farms and start spending his wood again.
Yep, a rough situation to be in. Yeah, as I said, 7-2 battery. Just build a few more stone mines if you're realizing that you aren't like instantly at the stone fields.
Yeah, on the other side we can see Lemon having absolutely no issues with stone. In fact, he's lacking wood, if anything, and I think he's still on 4 sawmills.
Yeah.
I think now that he's closing in on peacetime and sorry, considering the very good situation with the stone, he probably should build his fifth sawmill now to just get everything on the field and profit from this time. He already has a lot of shovelers, a lot of builders, and now being in a situation where buildings don't finish up because you're lacking 1 or 2 wood isn't the nicest. And he actually does have logs around which he could use. So yeah, just get the 5th sawmill.
Yeah. Also already at least place some grain farms towards the bottom. I'm unsure what he's gonna use it for. Gonna use it for more bread or for more meat? I don't know, have we seen more double iron mines than the initial 2? I think I'm seeing... I saw one on the other mountain.
Yeah, the one at the bottom tip of the mountain from Lemon. Like
yeah, I also just saw that one.
That was the double one.
On the bottom, or like, yeah, the bottom mountain, the shared mountain, I definitely know there's a double iron mine as well. So there should be enough double iron mines that you're probably preferring to get your bread under control. Especially considering he also built 1 stone mine. But he currently has paused, which I also like as a play. You're building a stone mine, but you don't keep it running in the moments where you have enough stone anyways, and you only get the stone from it when you don't have enough stone cutters to get your stone.
Yeah. Oberst Lachs is writing, ist das so? And yeah, this is an English stream, so maybe you can give us your question in English, and then we will happily answer it.
Yeah. Even if you put the question in German, we can still answer, but it will be in English. Answer. Yeah. That's quite nice of you to do the job. I want him to do some work for us. Nice. Yeah, and also I love Vaneric storing up the planks for wood to gold. Definitely nice play on this map. Yeah, you don't have any gold, and yeah, getting a 5th sawmill early on this kind of map, I definitely wouldn't have disliked as the Mayans that much. And as we said, here also is in a little bit of a wood shortage right now. Some of the buildings not quite finishing in one go. So yeah, 5th sawmill definitely would help. Did build a 2nd toolsmith to get some extra tools, so yeah. And at least for him, both toolsmiths are running. No, never mind, he stopped the first one. Not the second one. I feel like most people always stop their 2nd one, so I thought that both of them were running.
Yeah,
nope.
Both players are on 1, which is fine. Alright.
Also,
yeah, Lemon is building a lot of stuff here, and I think we saw it in kind of every game of Lemon so far, that he is very hard pushing to keep his building flow active. Like, he puts a lot of emphasis on having the amount of stones, and he's very good at keeping pace, and eventually he always went up a few hundred resources over his opponent when the game went on.
I just realized he's already at 12 weaponsmiths.
Yeah, that's a lot. I hope he does have the meat, because some of the iron mines are kind of low at the moment.
I did see that too. And I feel like he's gonna go for extra meat, because I also just now realized, why would you need to go for bread on this map if there is no gold available? That gives him
but we also have a complete other mountain available on the top side where neither player sent.
Yeah, true. There aren't even geologists yet.
And yeah, if we zoom out, there's a lot of mountains still to be had. But
yeah,
I think all the geologists are kind of in the corner and on the shared mountain at the moment.
Yeah, definitely some mountain to discover, especially considering that you do already have a tower there. One of the worst things, at least one of the things that feels the worst, is to have a tower, have a mountain in your land, and you don't have it discovered, you don't know what's in it, and then you realize, and you need the mines. Like if you don't need the mines, it's kind of fine, but usually that's never the case when you have a mountain in your land and you don't have your geologists on it yet.
Yeah, I'm also curious if people can actually keep their geologists safe, because we are nearing peacetime and Lemon already has a group of soldiers ready with a priest, and he will at least pressure the south side, but maybe he will also pressure the northern side with all those respective mountains, and then yeah.
We have a castle from kleinerchris here, who just casted some food, I assume? Yeah, because all of the settlers started running. And with all of them, I mean, I think literally all of them. I don't see settlers standing somewhere.
Yeah, quite possible.
I mean, even on the very, very outskirts of a settlement, to the very far right, there we have some settlers standing right next to 3 thieves coming in.
Yeah, calculated. But yeah, as you see the Lemon Sword with the priest, it's also good timing to get a castle finished, so the starting tower can get crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, even though he has a lack of stone, one castle should probably be finished in time.
Oh, true, he builds 2 castles, I didn't realize.
Better safe than sorry.
I mean, sure. 2 castles. Line your bowmen behind them. Perfect line, happy to live with.
Yeah, the only question is if 2 castles are enough, or if you also have to build the Teutoburger Wald in front of it, like we always saw in King Yo games in the tournament. So yeah? I'm not sure if this is the maximum defendability reached already. So
yeah, I mean, if you want to defend yourself against war machines, then you get a forest in front of the towers, and then you realize that Lemon has mana already, so he could just make a desert out of those trees. To be fair, the Trojan Forester can still plant trees on the desert, but it will remove them for the time being. Like, it will, instantly will remove all the trees that are there, and then only afterwards foresters could plant new trees.
Yeah, I think kleinerchris would be very sad if all his full-lying sawmills wouldn't get any more tree support for a while. But I think Lemon is probably more so aiming for a griefing play on the sunflower farms. That's what I would imagine now. Because I don't think that this is the amount of soldiers which could actually push the barracks, because the expected outcome would probably be that first you get spotted, and then you get disarmed, and then you would also stay in front of closed doors, so not much would probably come from it. Yeah. So probably just go for the eco.
There's a wooden horse when you need one. And we aren't playing against Romans, so I mean, from the campaign at least, it would be the Romans that do it. I mean, historically, mythically, not the Romans, but yeah, no Trojan horse to see here. Yeah, peacetime is over. I wanted to quickly go over the numbers, at least a little bit. It's already a minute and 30 past. Right now, at least, kleinerchris is close to 200 soldiers, and Lemon is around 260 with 157 mana? Yeah, 150 or 160 mana-ish, and 250 for kleinerchris. Combat power, both just barely above 100. Technically, we have the 107 from Lemon, and I don't think any of them are yet building beautifications.
Yep.
Which I think is another thing, if you are in a low gold situation, putting your gold in beautifications instead of soldiers, huge. Very big play. Because like you have so little gold and your soldiers getting strong, like with, if you have like only 20 soldiers, you're on an MG, then yeah, having that gold in your soldiers is more worth it. But in this case, if you have hundreds of soldiers, having 30 gold more in your army or not really doesn't matter, but the combat power really does make a huge difference. You have to know your spikes for your goldless units, but if you do, then it's a high value play.
Yeah, at least for the Mayan player, he does have options with his upgrading spell, so he can upgrade level 1 to level 2 or level 2 to level 3. And I think he has to prepare it a little bit because he seems to only have bows at his barracks, and he probably would want to make swords or what's the English word? Blowgunners. For this kind of stuff, like you want to fall into the enemy flanks, and once you're kind of close and probably very much low already, you want to upgrade them so they get their full health and the extra level. And you probably don't want to do that with bows, but anything else. Yeah, Lemon seems to be taking a very long way around, which probably means that he won't get spotted, I could imagine.
Takes quite a huge way.
But it will also take time until he joins the enemy land and can actually do something.
And both castles did finish up in the meantime, and the starting tower was crushed. And
In the north, we can see that Lemon killed some geologists on the mountain, or probably all which are there. Now he's getting pushed back by swords from kleinerchris. But Lemon is also running down the left-hand side on the top of the land. And thus he's kind of preventing further expansion in this area, which is never a bad thing against a Trojan player, which can feel quite uncomfortable on tiny spaces very fast.
Yes. I think this map is relatively forgiving in that sense, because you kind of are wanting to expand a lot before the peacetime already, because you want to get to those mountains. Then you have already expanded quite a bit. But then still you want to keep expanding. Right now we don't really see much space he can use to build stuff, as there are still forests in his land he didn't get rid of, and the stone at the top is also still existing. Yeah. Definitely worthwhile play, keeping the enemy from expanding. No matter if it's Trojan or any other Civ, to be fair as well. Because any Civ not expanding anymore is worth it.
Yeah. So the Priest of Lemon is nearing the border now in the south. You can see him on the
field. The priest went alone.
There.
I didn't realize that. I was looking at the swords and didn't realize.
Yeah. I think Lemon also didn't realize, and now he's sending up some troops. He's probably waiting for them, because it would be kind of foolish to send him in alone now and just run into a random level 1 soldier. But yeah,
that's my kind of play.
He wants to go anyway. And yeah, thinking that he's going straight towards the sunflower farms, so he will get a 2-for-1 in this case. We should probably aim to get the second highest sunflower farms then, because the other ones might be too far apart from each other. But yeah, let's see how he does it. Maybe we'll go to the top one first, and then on the fallback he will take care of
looking at these, I feel like there is no sunflower farms you can effectively get in one spell, like 2 sunflower farms. You can still kind of do it, which he does, but these will actually still work a bit. They won't be completely useless. While that one will indeed be completely useless, they won't do anything. Like, they will still be able to seed some
No, they won't.
No, I guess he built some large houses there or something. I didn't say anything. That's still a play he can do, at least. Build some large houses. He did notice this surprisingly fast, because at least I never noticed this. I'm looking at my settlement realizing, oh, I don't have a single working sunflower farm anymore.
The former sunflower farm spot, you get a metal point for big houses.
Oh, I'm not I don't think that quite works. I think the right part of the large house is too thick and from the sunflower farm too thin. But you're getting, you should be able to get like green,
That's
at
probably
very least
very
yellow
good still.
point.
Yeah. So yeah, for Lemon, it's kind of unfortunate that he has so many weapons. I think he has like 100 or something like that access weapons at the
You
moment.
quickly look at
which
the
he
overlay. Yeah,
can't
it's
really-
like 117 weapons, 70 for kleinerchris.
Yeah, but even though there are so many weapons still in storage, Lemon still has a lot more soldiers at the
Yes.
moment, like 70, and
There's
also
more tier 3, more tier
quality on the
2,
field.
even more tier 1 somehow as well. Although it's just starting soldiers that he has. And
But nonetheless, the Trojan player also has a lot of mana, like 320 mana. If he uses it for full combat, then let me think, probably like 5 or 6 disarms.
yeah, good lord. Another thing that I'm noticing, I think he's building 2 more castles.
Yeah, this is some kind of defeat the waves mentality shown here by kleinerchris. Getting ready for the defense, but I'm not sure if that plan would hold up, because eventually in like 7 minutes Zabos would be allowed, and then you have to come out of your little safety pocket.
Yeah, and this is hard countered by war machines. Like, castles are literally useless against war machines.
Yeah, probably.
It will take a
I'm
bit
kind of
till
the
the
old
war
school
machines
player.
are
I will
there.
just Zabo you down everywhere.
Historically accurate Trojan defense. But yeah, I mean, Lemon is going in right now with half of his army, and the other half is also going in, but taking quite a little longer. Although somehow
I'm not
there
sure
are
what
bowmen
happened
at the front with the swordsmen. I was like for a second thinking, oh, probably it's just all the swordsmen that I had. But nope. Somehow some bowmen are ahead and others are incredibly far behind.
But I think Lemon shouldn't rush a fight anyway, because he doesn't even have 119%
Yeah,
combat power.
there's more combat power indeed.
Like from the combat power stats, 112, 113 is kind of the area where when you build 2 sets of beautifications, you will get to 132 once all of them finish. And that should probably be the thing he should aim for from the situation. Apart from that, he probably just wants to get all his weapons on the field, get Zabos ready, just chill out in this area, and yeah, in 6 minutes, just go over the border with Zabos and force kleinerchris' hand.
Let's have a quick check at the economy of both players before they are actually starting a fight. Settlers-wise, at least kleinerchris looks pretty fine. He has large houses building. And so far, the food is still fine, the mana is still fine. Actually, the iron mines are a little dry. The iron smelters aren't yet that dry. Yeah. So, yeah, he has lots of mana. Sunflower farms, not that many, but I mean, he has so much mana in store that he should be fine. And on the other side, do we have any more grain farms as expansion? Oh, we have some swords at the top of Lemon's settlement that are coming in from kleinerchris.
I'm not sure what happened there, because Lemon ulted through the soldiers. Not sure if that was a misclick. He had more swords, but now he just lost the fight because of that.
Okay.
And yeah, now he has to be a little bit wary of those swords.
I mean, he is not producing blowgunners at this very moment, but he definitely could, and then really fine. Yeah, he has some blowgunners on the barracks as well. Yeah, he did build some more grain farms, he did build some more bakeries. And he did also build a second animal ranch. So although the food doesn't look too nice, at least on the iron mines right now, iron ore at least looks good on the iron smelters. And I think therefore Lemon's industry also looks fine, and he does have more weapon smiths running than kleinerchris, I think. Ooh, and it seems like they are starting a fight right now. Kleinerchris is pushing out a bit. I always love building 4 castles to then just run away from them.
Yeah, scam yourself from, depending on if they're all fully loaded with bows and swords, like you scam yourself from a lot of soldiers.
Yeah, just a good old 48
Not really
soldiers that you have less in
underestimated.
your army. Never hurts, you know. Who needs 48 soldiers? But yeah, we're seeing some more sunflower farms being killed. That sunflower farm wasn't that efficiently killed, but to be fair, if he's gonna crush it again, it doesn't make a difference.
I mean, it's some mana invested into dealing some mental damage in this situation, which is probably worth.
Definitely is
But
worth
I think, yeah, definitely not worth it, I guess. But yeah.
I mean, it kind of depends. If they take long enough to not fight, then it will be worth it for sure. Because, I mean, a sunflower farm only needs to, like, gather the sunflower that are all seeded once, and it already was worth it because you already denied the enemy. I think the same amount of mana you invested, so I guess it's not yet worth it, but it's at the point where it's not a negative play anymore. It really doesn't take a long time to be an even play, and it gets worth it quite fast afterwards.
Yeah, like considering that he put 3 more deserts on at the area of the main fight, and also he made 2 more desert in the south. So kleinerchris basically only has 5 or 6 normal sunflower farms at the moment. So yeah, Lemon is investing quite a lot in dealing this eco damage, but kleinerchris still has 300 mana left. And looks like we are gonna get a fight now, and...
This looks like we're gonna get a fight, and this looks like an amazing fight for Lemon. He has more soldiers on the field, and he has a way better combat line. In the enemy land, with combat power only 118, that sucks a little bit. But it's also 113, so not 107 defensive. But I think it's like, 113 is actually enough already, because it's at 106 point something, I'm pretty sure. And that with 113 is guaranteed, I'm pretty sure. He has lots of bowmen at the bottom to defend the swords coming in for kleinerchris. Lots of peacemaking in the middle. Bottom as well. Actually, the combat line gets much better with that. Would have loved if he crushed the sunflower farm at the top to get the line a little bit more equal. But right now it looks like that he has just more soldiers fighting against units that are kind of running into their death. And lots of the tier 3 bowmen were just deleted by the peacemaking, and he did crush the thing at the top now. We're seeing the Lemon's Priest now doing some work. Is it butterflies or are they teleports? Because I don't see anything happening.
Here did some teleports.
Oh yes, some teleports are happening indeed. We don't have an island, so the teleports aren't OP efficient, but they are still good to win a fight. But it doesn't really seem to me that he's winning the fight. He got the concave. Oh, but now the butterflies? I think a little late. They could have come in a little earlier. This looks really close, and we're seeing quite a lot of reinforcement coming from Lemon at the top. And at the bottom he says a concave, so I feel like this will go in Lemon's favor, but just barely.
Yeah, I think the aftermath will be quite interesting, because yeah, mana production from kleinerchris will be heavily hindered now. And,
yeah, he just used all of his mana in combat.
He does have food for the next few minutes, but yeah, he has some work to do to get mana production running again.
He just used all of his mana in the combat, so he doesn't have the 300 mana to keep his eco running, and now he just, like, he doesn't win this fight actively. Like, if it's not a clear win, he just essentially loses the game with that. Because he just doesn't have
I would wish that he would
farms.
empty his castles now, because that could really make the difference in this fight. It could be up to 50 soldiers, which are lacking in this fight.
Exactly.
I think there are not many swords in, so it's mostly just the archers, but even then, it's like 24 level 3 archers, and that alone could probably win the fight already. So yeah, looks like we kind of got an even trade. 914 kills for kleinerchris and 295 for Lemon. So it's pretty even.
The soldier disadvantage kinda did shrink a little bit, but the weapon therefore the weapon advantage kinda skyrocketed. It's like 92-20 now on the weapons still in storage. And kleinerchris now had the advantage of being able to recruit all of the bowmen, all of the bows. That Mayan priest somehow manages to not die.
Okay, this guy.
that dude had a mission. But yeah, he he has now the weapons, but as Slayer and Chet said, 110 defensive combat power is not there yet for kleinerchris, and 110 would be the combat power spike for the tier 2 bowmen. On the other hand, we have 190 now, so all the tier 3 bowmen of Lemon are actually now fighting at a higher strength.
So yeah, Lemon still has to do some work with his excess weapons, even though I think it's getting better now. Let's see, he's building mostly settlers. Is he still doing something substantially? I think he placed some more heavy industry towards the South Mountain.
Yeah, I think
so some more expansion.
He built a grain, replaced the grain farm, actually to replace another animal ranch. He is still doing stuff for sure. But like you were saying, like I think the gold situation isn't actually getting much better. Like it's probably getting a bit better, but it's still. I don't think he's gonna get away from recruiting tier 2 instead of tier 3. Like tier 3 I think will still take a while till he's able to recruit that. I'm a little sad that he had like 100 weapons in storage and didn't use a single time the spell to upgrade his soldiers. We didn't see any gold to wood to gold yet, I'm pretty sure. That we have a fish storage. Very important. Some more swordsmen are running in at the top from kleinerchris.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's.
I think eventually some Zabos will run in because Lemon is on 50 now. I hope they are already on the way.
Yeah.
But maybe they are not, because I see a lot of them around the storage and the second toolsmith inside the heavy industry. And yeah, that's something which is kind of lacking. Like he could have had his Zabos already working for 3.5 minutes.
Indeed.
And not really sure, like kleinerchris would probably have been forced to fight, and maybe he would have even won the fight in that situation. So it's maybe a good thing that Lemon didn't poke him too much. But yeah, let's see. kleinerchris seems to be making another defensive move here.
Yeah. Also, just want to mention that Lemon did make a few other units other than bowmen, but I think he didn't actually use them well, as I was like kind of predicting earlier. Like Lemon isn't really known for his skill with units other than bowmen. And it kind of.
At the moment, he also doesn't look good in the emerging fight.
It is for quite a while as well. Like. This again, as you said, looks like the defeat the waves kind of a situation where you're farming a camp right now. And now Lemon actually realizes, and after pulling back for just a second, is going in now, which, you know, the combat line wouldn't be bad if you already use all of his bowmen immediately, because he's standing in the oil press, or like kleinerchris is standing in the oil press, but yeah, he just doesn't have the soldiers spread out, so the fight definitely would be bad for quite a while. And right now the soldiers are really, really even, numbers wise, and even a little bit more quality on the field for kleinerchris. Still not the 110 defensive for the tier 2 bowman. Yeah, well, we have 121 offensive, so 119 and 110 ticks available. Zero clue about the tier 1 bowman, that might be there. Okay, we see some upgrading now, and that'll be like the huge advantage that Lemon still has. He still has mana. kleinerchris's mana production essentially doesn't exist anymore, and now he's fighting Now he doesn't have more quality on the field anymore, and instead it's actually surprisingly even. But I say surprisingly even, and then you realize that there are 48 tier 3 soldiers in castles, so it's not even close to even anymore. Yeah, the combat line for both players doesn't look amazing, but I think it's slightly better for Lemon, as kleinerchris is slightly standing in his large house that is building. It's not actually done, but yeah, now like Lemon pulled a little bit back at the bottom out of the other large house, and now the line is definitely just better for Lemon.
I really have to say I like the top piece of the line with the level 3 soldiers all shooting in sync. That was quite satisfying.
Yes,
now not many of them are left, but
I did like that too.
Very
very satisfying. So now I said the combat line was pretty good and the fight was pretty good, but in the end soldiers were just missing, as we again see so many soldiers reinforcing. Like, they aren't at the fight. If they were there, I'm pretty sure he would be winning. I feel like the soldiers that came in from the top also aren't really achieving anything. Surprisingly, they will actually trade pretty well because it's a 4v4.
Yeah. But yeah, Zabos are working now, reinforcements are coming in, and yeah, he probably would be able to take another fight here. He also has to be conscious that he's already stacking gold at his barracks, so he should definitely switch to recruiting level 3 soldiers only from now on again.
Yes.
And yeah, then let's see how the next fight is gonna go.
Okay, now kleinerchris is sleeping a little bit, but he's sleeping way less than what Lemon did before.
I mean, he's young, he doesn't need as much sleep.
Yeah, we're seeing some tier 3 bowmen from kleinerchris coming out of the barracks there as well. Rushing that sunflower farm. But I don't think the line is gonna be quite good enough. Yeah, all the reinforcements are now coming in from Lemon. He did just upgrade his soldiers one more time. We do now have 120 combat power. Never mind, now only 119. Something got either killed by Saboteur or he crushed a building. So the 110 defensive tick is gone again. That would have been pretty huge. And the line is very thin on both sides. I think it's just a tad bit thinner on Lemon's side. So this might be another fight that is just barely going in kleinerchris' favor. But it's on the edge. And reinforcements aren't plenty from either side, so this amount is about it. kleinerchris winning the lower side now, coming in from the bottom a bit to kind of get a concave, and with that I feel like this fight is lost for Lemon and he should pull back, but he gets mountain movement, so honestly just fight it. Like, I don't know, I just hate retreating on the mountain, it's so ass.
Oh, gotta do it in small steps.
Yeah.
And yet, looks like he still hasn't changed, like he's still producing level 1 blowguns for some reason, even though his gold is stacking up, so he doesn't really realize. And he should definitely change that.
I think the level 1 blowgunners are just standing there. I think he made them earlier, they just keep standing there. I've seen them earlier as well.
At least some are running downwards now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's missed opportunity.
I think he did make some swords. Yeah, there's some swords and blowgunners at the north here. But I mean, they're not going to achieve a snipe. Like, we don't have to be worrying about 4 castles being sniped out.
Yeah, we also don't have to worry about Lemon. Like, some swords try to sneak up to his barracks, but they already got taken care of. And yeah, I'm wondering if... Okay, Lemon is sending saboteurs in on the top side as well, and there's a lot of eco damage to be done. A lot of sunflower farms. You could kill all the gold mines.
Yeah. How is kleinerchris' economy looking right now? It looks like it has plenty of bread and is missing iron like hell. Yeah, and this is the kind of situation where you realize you don't have gold. Since you don't have gold, you don't need coal, and then you can build a 3.6 battery again. At least like swap it out to be a 3.6, maybe even a 4.5. In general, I feel like if Like you shouldn't be worrying about swapping too much. Like especially in this situation where the mana income is pretty low, you can usually swap easily in between 2 casts. And it's definitely worth it. You have the resources anyways, and having a running economy is better than a not running economy.
Yeah, meat will definitely become a problem here, and I hope he has this on his radar, that he can actually do something about
I just realized
meat.
the 3 iron mines on the bottom have all 3 meat, and all the other iron mines just don't have any meat. Actually, no, he also just doesn't have many iron mines. He's like 6 iron mines in total?
Like he probably stopped some of the other iron mines, and now he crushed the stone mine in the battery, so he realized and he's going for the change, but it will still take a few minutes until
this is something that
can be built.
I like the change. I like the change, but my issue with this is that he is changing the stone mine to an iron mine instead of one of the coal mines at the bottom to a sulfur mine, because those he could have placed instantly.
Okay,
it costs a bit more, but who cares about the
with
resources? Yeah, we have a fight at the top now. I say we have a fight, but it's again Lemon sleeping.
Yeah,
and
one is fighting and one is sleeping.
Exactly, and in the enemy land, like in Lemon's land, at the bottom we have some bowmen that are standing really close to those blowgunners and swordsmen, and now Lemon is engaging on that and probably just gonna take a free win while Lemon is disengaging at the bottom. Those bowmen will not... I mean, Lemon is getting screwed by mountain movement again, but so does kleinerchris now, trying to retreat across the mountain.
Yeah, a lot of swords already connected with the bowman, and he will probably wipe most of this army out this way.
Yeah, I think if kleinerchris retreats fully, he'll lose at least half of those bowmen just to the swords. All the swords now stuck on like one of the bowmen back there, which is really lucky for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are more reinforcements coming. He doesn't keep as many soldiers at the top as Lemon does. Always good if you manage to have less soldiers in a place where the enemy doesn't attack. More soldiers in a place where the enemy does actually attack. Still would have loved to see, at least now, give me some backpack catapulters. You're fighting against so many swordsmen and blowgunners. Both units that the backpack catapulters just straight up win against. You don't even have to have any other units with them. But right now we're just seeing only bowmen, and this is a relatively decent stack, but those will be against swordsmen with blowgunners, and if Lemon is managing to kind of spread out his army just a bit more, I think Lemon is gonna win that fight, because he has also tier 3 bowmen behind. I say spread out, and in the meantime we see bowmen run completely south, not ignoring the fight entirely.
Yeah, going for the big concave.
Yeah, but this is... The units that are fighting for Lemon are just the stronger units in this case. They have the combat power. They are tier 2 blowgunners against tier 2 bowmen. They just fight incredibly well. And yeah, now even tier 3 blowgunners are coming in. The top, nothing is really happening. kleinerchris is retreating again. And I feel like this is the point where you just regret that you didn't build any backpack catapulters. With just not even many backpack catapulters, I don't know, 10, 20 tier 2 backpack catapulters, you would have completely destroyed that army. They don't have to, you can kind of try to keep them behind your front bowman, and it's just a free win.
Yeah. So yeah, kleinerchris cleaned up a Zabo attack in the north, but now he's falling prey to the cleanup army of Lemon. So some more very nice kills for Lemon to be had here. The amount of Zabos for Lemon is kind of low at the moment, only 4 on the field.
Yeah,
not quite sure where they are.
Well, we see plenty of saboteurs on kleinerchris' side now. So, yeah, I mean, those saboteurs are not going to achieve anything. And if we look at kills right now, kleinerchris was ahead for quite a while, but these last couple of fights turned this in favor of Lemon again. And yeah, at the top it's again Bowmen are fighting against blowgunners and swordsman. Lemon does now actually use the best unit comp in A, low numbers, and B, also low gold. Just build everything. At least if you don't want to micro it too much. If you want to micro it a little bit more, you can build more blowgunners and less bowmen. If you don't want to micro it too much, just build everything.
Yeah, like...
Especially against only bowmen. If we would see any backpack catapulters, this would swap quite, like, immediately. We definitely don't want too many swords and blowgunners against just backpack catapulters, but... kleinerchris is refusing to build anything other than bowmen and some swords here and there.
Yeah, but I think that's because he's a Trojan player of honor. He doesn't want to play or win with a OP unit.
Oh, I left a little bit of sword in there.
I respect it. But yeah, Lemon is kind of closing in from both sides now. It's probably just a question where the next Zabos are coming in and deal damage to the economy.
Yeah.
And yeah, the production of kleinerchris still hasn't really recovered because iron ore is still missing.
Yes.
At least the battery finished up the rebuilding phase now.
Yes, and apparently there was already a cast, and he did just cast again, but there was still 5 bread on it. At that point, I would have liked to just put bread on the iron mines for a second, pick up the bread, and then cast. If you're gonna waste it efficiently.
Yeah, I was finding another way to spend some APM while kleinerchris is fighting against the incoming death here, and probably didn't care too much about losing the 5 bread. But yeah,
reasonable.
At least when you have time, that's a play to go for, I guess.
Other ways also to just build a storage. Like I would have probably at this point, like looking at the mines, I would have went immediately for 4-5 battery with 4 mines for meat. And yeah, I'm like I said earlier in the game that combat power would be really good in this. Combat power would be really good in this, but both players didn't really build much combat power. Is there a beautification set anywhere?
I haven't seen one.
Yeah.
Just 2 things. Lemon currently is in a lack of settlers and needs some houses to finish up. And also one thing which you couldn't see because of the visitant overlay.
Yes, that was
kleinerchris wrote, do you want to finish? And Lemon just answered with question mark. And now, what is he answering? Come in, what are you waiting for? So kleinerchris is kind of teasing Lemon to do a mistake. But I'm pretty sure that now Lemon, while he's in his lack of settlers,
it's not gonna attack.
Won't move 1 inch.
That's something that works really well against me.
So you're emotionally unstable and you're easy to bait into bad fights that way?
Yeah, if you're in a 1 hour 30 game, and I do feel like I indeed have the upper hand, and you are telling me that I should just finish, then I do tend to go into it a bit too far, and I just die, and then
yeah.
It doesn't go
out. Games where I call minute 4 that I'm already GG. Are you? Also,
I mean, those are just like
the
class. First of all, you always call that your GG. Second of all, that is so incredibly early that I'm not yet feeling like I'm actually having the upper hand. It needs to be the fact that I've already won a fight or 2, I'm already on your side of the map, already feel like I am actually in the winning position, and while I would take it a little bit more slow, if you then say that you can just kill me, I can just kill you, then I'm not taking it slow anymore. I'm perfectly falling for the bait. Have the saboteurs gone, like, zero saboteurs. Like, I feel like kleinerchris just managed to kind of snipe those saboteurs because didn't it used to be 4? Or did he just...
Yeah, I think they
Because of
probably
the-
went in on the top side, but there are some archers standing around above the lake, and
Yeah.
they probably shot those guys. And yeah, Beneric wrote something interesting in the chat that Lemon should fall back at this point, honestly. And yeah, while he doesn't have settlers, that's probably the move to go. I would still try to stick around in this area, like have thieves in front, and only once you see the enemy making a move on you, like sneaking up onto you, like coming out at the lake, then I would fall back, because now you can still pretend that you are strong, have no issues, and just stay around, and maybe he believes you. But once he charges you, you definitely have to pull back everything out of this position.
Very much agreed. You do have to pull back early enough, though, to not get screwed by the mountain again. Oh, I think he's gonna...
I hope Lemon learned this lesson by now, but looks like he wants to engage the fight.
This would be a pretty bad fight if you're wanting to use your blowgunners and swordsmen. Like, right now it's still okay-ish, but the moment the bowman line gets thicker and thicker and thicker, the blowgunners are just gonna be pretty much useless, same as the swords. And this is a good space for the bowman to be sick. Like, oh no, why do you do a peacemaking on the blowgunners? Do it on the tier 3 bowman or the tier 3 blowgunners to the top. Or after an upgrading spell or something like that. But don't just do it on the tier 2 blowgunners that are completely getting wrecked by all of your bowmen standing in like 5 rows. Unfortunate mana usage. And yeah, Lemon does realize that Lemon did realize Lemon is really undecisive right now. And also is pulling back in a bad way because his units, like, he put his movement order more to the top right and less to the right, so lots of soldiers are just running along the enemy line instead of away from it. Oh my goodness. These retreats have not been doing well.
He wasn't ready to take the fight yet, because he's just freshly out of his lack of settlers, so
yeah, I mean, I think he shouldn't have taken the fight at all as well, but the way he did take it was even worse, and funnily enough, in the meantime, he used his units at the top to walk past the castles, and not really interacting with them, just being shot down. So the castles did actually now have impact in the game as well. Yeah, right now the amount of tier 3 bowmen, I mean, there's plenty of gold available for Lemon, so if Lemon just recruit soldiers again out of this settlers shortage.
Yeah, but not many settlers available again. Like, all the settlers standing around on the left-hand side are on the move again. And
ouch.
Let's see. He's also probably running pretty low on fish, which could become an issue later. Like, does he have another coast available to him? He probably just stopped fish to his mines, and that's the answer.
Yeah, there's lots of fish on the fishes. Oh,
that's probably also why all the settlers started running.
We just saw a tower at the top mountain being built from kleinerchris.
kleinerchris is fighting back in that area.
Yes, I'm also seeing that. Still pushing him out a bit more. Which, I mean, here's some combat mana again. Yeah, and he does actually now build the sulfur mine because he realized he just needs so much meat. Doesn't need anything else, just meat. Oh, and I'm seeing backpack catapultist. It's 3.
Okay. Calling it now. Trillion player's gonna win now. He found the right.
If he uses them properly, I agree. If he doesn't, I don't think so. Like you can still just throw them away, like running them into a bowman army while you have your bowman standing behind your backpack catapultist. But right now there's still so many blowgunners and swords on the field that it's gonna be hard to just end your backpack catapultist. It's possible, but it should be easy enough to keep them alive.
The situation for Lemon is quite dangerous now, though, because
Yes.
he's getting pushed out. kleinerchris has a lot of soldiers moving into his land now, and he has some saboteurs left. They're kind of at the deserts from the former sunflower farms. So economic pressure will be put onto Lemon now, who still has to spend some time recruiting everything out. And in the meantime, he has this problem that kleinerchris is just towering his land, and next tower is ready to get finished soon, and Lemon hasn't dealt with that yet. And it's very dangerous. This could slip a little bit.
There is a tower paused as well from Lemon that is like right below that tower of kleinerchris. Wondering a bit what's about that. Also love that kleinerchris's priests are running with the swordsman at the front, straight into the fight. Yeah, Lemon
they
just
ain't afraid of nothing.
They're afraid of nothing indeed. Lemon is just keep running to the right, which in one way makes sense. He's gonna get outside of his land again and get some better combat power. But on the other side, it's actually, I think I just like it. I don't think there's really anything bad about that. Only thing that might be bad is that he's getting attacked by 4 swordsmen the entire time.
Yeah, he probably has to turn around with some soldiers and kill that. At least he still has a priest with that army, so he would be able to cast some upgrading spells, which can definitely help. And now soldiers from the top could also try to...
Indeed, he can kind of get a concave there, can fight outside of his land. But now kleinerchris will pull back at least a bit. And then most of... Lemon realizes that he would get into his own land. He just wanted to get rid of the swords probably, at least mostly. And yeah, now soldiers will come from the top and he could get quite a nice concave. And right now Lemon has more soldiers on the field, and they also have the shorter distance to run. So overall, should be better for him. Now we do see some backpack catapulters, some swords now as well. I'd like to see more backpack catapulters, less swords, because the swordsmen are just gonna get obliterated by the blowgunners. Which right now there are still plenty of. And the backpack catapulters right now are kind of struggling. Like the moment these swordsmen are dead, they are the next front unit, as the backpack catapulters aren't staying behind the bowmen how they should. And now we're seeing the huge concave coming in. The priests are running to their death of kleinerchris. He pulled back a tiny bit, turned around with the bowmen and probably with the backpack catapulters as well, but I don't see any of them right now. Few peacemaking, the priest didn't quite die. Lots of soldiers just running into nothing from Lemon, because he probably did like a full order of his entire army towards the bottom, which is nice for the top units, but not for the right units. The right ones just ran into the nothingness. Reinforcements of kleinerchris just don't exist right now. So this will be a feast for Lemon. Huge concave.
Yeah, but also the tower on the northern side will finish up. Lemon sent some saboteurs in. He had some soldiers there, but now kleinerchris cleaned that up and had builders ready, and that tower is gonna finish. So Lemon also kind of needs a big win now, because he will take a lot of economic damage now.
Yeah. But this is a big win indeed. Like, this is huge. He's gonna clean up all of this. And I assume the trade is probably pretty good. Not 100% sure. I didn't check the kills beforehand, but I'd assume so. It's a lovely... I mean, the concave has lots of holes in it, and he did now kind of clear all the bottom units, kleinerchris did. And is now kind of like wrapping around, so it's probably not nearly as bad as I would have imagined it to be. Yeah, this is rough, and now I see that Twitch gave the people some ads, which is very unfortunate.
Okay,
game is too long.
Yeah, classic caster.
This game is actually incredibly close. Both players took some economy damage. I think the sunflower farm situation is kind of fine for kleinerchris again. He should... I mean, it's still rough. Like, it's also gonna stay rough. He has lots of saboteurs at the back, but yeah, the iron ore situation is now handled. He has the mana to keep casting, to keep the meat up. Red's still plenty of available. And yeah, Lemon did now really get out of that settlers shortage. And actually, kleinerchris did manage to retreat with some of those bowmans at the bottom. I'm a little bit surprised. Happy to see it.
Yeah, and he's really putting on the pressure. Like we see another tower on the southern mountain already shuffled, and Lemon really has to deal with that. Like that one can't finish because it would crush 3 gold mines probably. And yeah, the top side also isn't addressed yet, and next tower is getting built there. I think 1 wood is missing from that. Let's see if it's coming up. Yeah, I think the wood is at the last iron smelter at the moment, above all the castles. So a little bit of time is left, and Lem can probably clean the units up before the last wood arrives. But yeah, it's very stressful because now he knows he has to deal with the top towering, he has to deal with the south towering, and on the south he's also taking a little bit of a bad fight now.
Yeah,
we see a lot of swords now. Maybe he's actually switching into sword backpacks now.
I feel like that's kind of what's happening. I do disagree with the choice of making tier 2 backpacks and tier 3 swordsmen though.
Yeah, definitely.
The wrong way around.
Alright,
oh, the tower did finish.
Finished. Oh,
and there's a swordman right next to it.
From being the towerer to
getting towered. Yeah. The only good thing about it is it gives you combat power. You know, you have to look at the bright side of things. To be fair, the spot where he actually takes the fight, he already has the combat power anyways, and he just doesn't have enough units. This is not gonna be like. This is now a classic. Oh my goodness, yeah, even with that cast, swordsmen are gonna be dead very soon. Once they are dead, the backpack catapulters will follow shortly after, and the bowmen aren't really that many either, with a butterfly in there as well.
Yeah. Up here, the wood now arrived at the tower, and Lemon is kind of running by. There are not many soldiers liable to fill the tower, but there are some swords, some archers, and Lemon will lose some more buildings up there.
Yeah, Lemon will lose some more buildings, but I feel like that kleinerchris just lost this fight at the bottom so decisively that he's gonna have issues defending, especially since he switched to so many swords and backpack catapulters now. This is the prime situation to lose in your own land. Yeah, he did finish up the top at the tower at the top, getting rid of a few more mines, houses, and fishes. I did just realize, looking at Lemon's settlement, that he has fish on iron, so those fishes will actually hurt quite a bit. The iron situation is grim. Like, iron ore is not available on the iron smelters. Now, he probably has like so many weaponsmiths right now that it just also wouldn't make sense if his 3 animal ranches would be able to feed that through. Yeah, I mean, many.
kleinerchris' fish situation is also looking very dire, also for a long time already. Like, most of the gold mines have 0 fish, some of them have 1.
But the gold mines at the top mountain, actually no, only one of them has like 5.
Yeah,
but I think the fish situation overall looks... it's rough, it's not optimal for sure. There's some situations where it's still on 0. Oh yeah, wow, that ping. The blowguns were still not picked up by thieves to turn them into backpack catapults. Saboteurs are now running in from Lemon again. Back and forth, that is what we're seeing here. Incredibly close match. And I'm also a little bit surprised by how close it is. Because I felt like Lemon had kind of the advantage most of the time, but I mean, at least at Settlers Shortage, they really put him in danger. But I think he did it quite well, pulling far enough back and then pulling out of his land and managing to also bait kleinerchris into a fight outside of his land again, instead of needing to defend in their own land.
yeah, now the saboteurs are doing damage, and kleinerchris is probably losing the rest of his shared mountain towards the middle. And Lemon also seems to have enough soldiers to justify a fight, even though it's the full army from kleinerchris. But in the meantime, Lemon is just killing the whole top side with saboteurs, and this time they are supported with a big enough army, so
I also would like to see,
should be lost in a few minutes.
Like, yes, like I said, I would like to see tier 3 backpack catapulters. I'd also like to see only swordsmen being built in the barracks right now. Have enough backpack catapulters already. If you're gonna go with that play. But right now it's like this fight again, he doesn't have enough units. You could make thieves to tank as well. And plenty of options. But this is not gonna cut it. Not nearly enough soldiers. And at the top he's losing. The bottom he's losing. And now the internet is losing.
No, yeah, now we are losing a player.
And now the question is, will kleinerchris reload?
I think... Did we have a game in the tournament yet where a player decided not to reload anymore and just call it? I can't remember any.
Me neither. So we are gonna reload and see if they want to join us.
Yeah. A little bit expected this kind of situation yesterday in the game between Slayer and Freaking, because Freaking went out in a very good looking situation, but suddenly Slayer turned on the World Champion mode and turned the game around, also with very, very good usage of all different kinds of units in all sorts of fighting situations, and that was very impressive to watch the staying alive fight which Slayer brought to Freaking for like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, I did actually watch that game live. I was... not live, but I watched parts of it, and the parts I did watch were impressive. I think I didn't actually see the finish.
Right, yeah, let's hope that kleinerchris is able to come back fast. Let's see, at least he's live in Discord.
Yeah, so it seems like he is there. There's no communication of not wanting to reload.
Nice, so we can enjoy some more.
Yeah, it depends. If it's gonna be reload, then kleinerchris losing the fight and then just losing the game pretty much immediately after, then I wouldn't say we can really enjoy much more, but you know, maybe Lemon will now overextend into the castles and tank 4 castles at the same time while not taking a good fight, and then everything turns around again.
Yeah, Lemon, do it for the content.
For the content, indeed. And I feel like Lemon, like Lemon uses mana to grief, to grief kleinerchris, and he also had saboteurs in the land. I feel like in Lemon's situation, I'd be concerned that the game isn't over yet. Because you did so much eco damage, I guess you just didn't take good enough fights, like Veneric said in chat. Only really the last fights right now were like actually meaningful good. Essentially the moment he switched to swords and backpack catapulters, kleinerchris was losing.
Yeah, but I'm also not sure about the actual eco size from kleinerchris. Like, for me, I didn't really count, but it didn't look like for me that he has much more than, like, let's say 25 coal mines at maximum. So yeah, not having the biggest mana industry is not that bad in the situation, but yeah, he didn't really scale up as much as Trojan players would probably be able to do. Like he hasn't even touched the mountains we see on the minimap towards the left-hand side of his settlement. So
but then I'm also looking at Lemon Settlement, and it honestly doesn't really look much better. Like Lemon Settlement, I think he's only still running on 3 animal ranches. Sure, he has some double iron mines, but 3 animal ranches aren't really much more. Like, I haven't really checked exactly, but I personally always guess a Trojan weaponsmith count to be at 12 or more at this point of the game. Like 12 is kind of the minimum I'm expecting, like even if you didn't do anything anymore. But later down the line, like you should be able to add more. Like yeah, like I think like 3 animal ranches are pretty good to get 12 weaponsmiths from the Marion to be able to run them, but you need a bit like he has more weaponsmiths than that, I'm very certain, and you'd need more animal ranches for that. He has some double iron mines which kind of make up for it. We'll see.
Okay, I'm supposed to ask a question about forward casting.
I just saw that.
And yeah, I'm quite disappointed in kleinerchris that he only built small towers to tower the mountain of Lemon. If he made that with castles, then he would definitely have killed a lot more buildings because he has bigger range, or maybe it doesn't. I'm not really sure. Probably not. Just the center point of the building is different.
Yeah, the center point is further away, but you do have more range on the land you're capturing. I don't know, maybe you'll actually destroy
more. So you do indeed take more land with the castle.
Yeah, you take more land, but the center of the castle is further away, so might end up pretty even. But forward castle, you know, what's the enemy gonna do? Take it back? That's like
I
you
hope
can
not,
fight
because
around
that's
that.
not an intended mechanic from AoE, and I would also be very unhappy that the the closely unfinished castle in AoE, we call it a doubt castle.
Oh yeah.
In AoE, you still have to take a lot of time to kill that one. In our game here, Saboteur would probably make quick work of that once he touches it, because Sabo's OP against buildings. And yeah, that would be a little bit anticlimactic. Okay, I'm not sure why kleinerchris isn't here. Now Lemon also left us.
Yeah, but kleinerchris wrote that he will take a bit. And he wrote sorry. I don't know. But apparently he wants to reload. And yeah, Lemon said he had some sound issues. Restarting everything real quick.
Okay, and even kleinerchris has to restart his computer. So yeah, more time to spend with the chat. Let's see.
Yeah, not wrong what you're saying, Reneric. The OP starting Iron Mine does indeed now, and like we're like 142 or something. We're already at 1 hour 42 minutes. And that OP starting Iron Mine working from the very beginning of the game will now not be running that OP anymore. Yeah, I don't know about how good or bad it actually runs, but it definitely won't be as crazy as it used to be.
Yeah. All right, and kleinerchris is back.
Yeah. Lemon does now also take a bit of time to restart everything though.
Alright, I think we lost like 1 minute, so
yeah, I think it was roughly
kind of fine. So Lemon kind of lost a lot of his top mountain due to the towering of kleinerchris, but now Lemon also has a bunch of Zabos working away at the top mountain, so they're kind of trading that mountain, but the southern one is still fully alive for Lemon, while completely destroyed for kleinerchris. So the soldier output should be very much in favor of Lemon in a few moments once the lack of ores will catch up to the heavy industry buildings. Not sure how the situation is there for kleinerchris, but I think it should be noticeable that he lost a lot of mines a few minutes ago.
Yep. Definitely. Overall, I think the mine situation, even without that, looked a little better for Lemon. Although I'm not quite sure which mines are actually faster. I know that the coal mine of the Trojans are the slowest.
At least one thing is balanced about that Civ.
Not quite sure about the iron and gold mines, how they are comparing against the Mayans. Okay, somebody has probably like a fatal error the moment we went into this game. But yeah, I think technically we have more weaponsmith standing for Lemon. Wow.
Alright, so I guess we are reloading.
I feel like we are reloading. It looks very weird how we're reloading.
Okay, I'm waiting for...
Yeah, I've been waiting for multiple people. This is not looking good.
Okay, maybe it's me, I don't know.
No.
Maybe it's you. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I will probably just leave.
Yeah, if I can.
The players will do so as well. Yeah.
I'd prefer to leave through the game, but I feel like that's just not gonna happen. So I have to
Alter
reset
4
the
that I
visiting setup.
recommend you. That's what the old English saying goes.
Okay, I did now fully quit out of it. Where's the game?
Right. One thing I did while the game didn't go is looking a little bit at Lemon's stone situation, because I was kind of expecting that he could run out, but yeah, that's not the case. He probably still has a full stone field left overall, and he's probably still having the double stone mine running, which I haven't checked, but I would expect him to have that on. And yeah, so there's no danger of losing the ability to make more buildings.
Especially important to not get into settlers shortages, as they can very easily ruin your game otherwise.
The German stream just crashed.
That is unfortunate. To hear. Only trying to get the overlay back. You can maybe write that to them in the lobby here real quick, if they haven't noticed themselves yet.
I mean, just go in and zoom out a little bit. I can talk something while you set it up.
That's not what I was meaning, but I was talking about the German stream.
Okay.
It isn't yet back. Okay, put us in. I have the kind of feeling that this just still doesn't run, right? But a question if it's now... Okay.
I mean, this was a clean...
That was
clean
that was cleanly not working. Gosh, this is taking a while. Okay. Now I have the time to actually put in the names.
All according to plan. Right. Third time is a charm.
Curse of the Mayan Gods. Yeah, they don't like how long Lemon is taking to win this game. Mayans are good early games there, so Lemon should have already won.
Yeah, but considering the early game from Lemon with all those lack of settlers, he's probably happy that he made it out alive. And he can also be happy that his opponent didn't find the OP backpacks as his unit composition. So, yeah, he can take all the time he wants.
Okay, now. Surely we're gonna be able to load him properly now. Chris did just write that he wants to crash that lobby chat.
And he's a man of his word.
Oh, that's an epic finish. Epic finish. Look at that fight.
Yeah, well, that was worth it to go through all the motions to get back into the game.
I mean, we do now get a proper statistic, so it's... yeah.
Yeah, that's something, I guess.
Still anticlimactic, but I do think that he was now... I was thinking before that he was in a losing position, but like now he was actually losing active amounts of mountain. He was already seeing that he lost the fight that he was taking there. His mana eco was damaged. And yeah, even looking at... Wow, he crushed so quickly that I'm now not getting the map uncovered anymore. Well, I guess I'm not looking at the map anymore.
I mean, what's left to see on the map?
I just wanted to... like, show things off, but I can't. Yeah. Overall, Lemon has more soldiers, more gold ore, more combat mana, because most of the mana of Lemon, of kleinerchris was used for the economy. Yeah, combat power, pretty even. But yeah, let's...
Does that mean that the griefing spell is too cheap?
Does that mean that the griefing spell is too cheap? Oh,
yeah, the desert. Like, he probably cast like 10 deserts in this game.
I don't think so. Doesn't feel too OP.
Alright.
Veneric, that doesn't work if I'm already dead. I can't use commands when I'm dead already, and that is what it was. That is the case in that game. Okay, let's... they're already in the interview. Let's hop over there. You can participate in German as usual, and... I mean, actually, I won't... No, my throat is still hurting. I probably won't be translating too much, but I will try to translate noticeable bits out of it. Yeah, let's hop over.
Ja, GG Lemon aber, ne?
And GG. Okay.
Ja. Wer macht jetzt hier das Interview? Akros, willst du das Interview führen?
Ich werde auf werde Dinge auf Englisch übersetzen und ihr führt ein Interview auf Deutsch. Lemon will kein Interview auf Englisch führen. Ja.
Chris kann kein Interview auf Englisch führen.
Ich kann kein Englisch.
Ja, Lemon aber auch nicht. Keine Sorge.
Okay. Ja, gut. Dann hoffe ich, dass man jetzt
He wanted to be
sich keiner mehr doppelt hört.
Very good.
Ja, turbulentes Spiel, würde ich sagen. Also war die ganze Zeit ein Auf und Ab, ein Hin und Her. Letztendlich konnte sich dann doch noch Lemon durchsetzen. Chris hat dann wahrscheinlich aus Zeitgründen gerissen, deswegen müssen wir auch das Interview relativ kurz halten. Ja, fangen wir mal bei Chris an. Kurz 1, 2 Sätze zu deiner Runde und ja, wenn meine wichtigste Frage aber schon mal im Voraus, wenn du so schnell los musst, warum dann die Burgen?
Weiß ich nicht.
Okay, so it was said that kleinerchris has to go quickly. And the question is
Ja,
not why build castles.
Ich habe gehofft,
You have to go quickly.
wenn ich irgendwas zur FT habe und dann hatte ich tatsächlich was und dann dachte ich mir, ja, das hat die letzten Mal auch geklappt, wenn ich Burgen gebaut habe, habe ich gewonnen. Hat diesmal nicht funktioniert. Naja, blöd gelaufen war.
Ja, du hast,
His answer said whenever
du hast
he
ein paar
built
Mal gute
castles,
Snacks
he
kriegen
won.
können, wo Lemon sich etwas unglücklich
Didn't
zurückgezogen
work
hat.
this time.
Aber letztendlich hast du dich auch immer wieder in meiner Meinung nach relativ schlechte Kämpfe verwickeln lassen. Und dadurch hat dann auch immer dein Rauspushen wurde dann doch immer wieder ein bisschen unterbrochen. Ja, warum 2 Fragen noch von mir, dann können die anderen noch was zu dir fragen, bevor du abhauen kannst. Erste Frage, waren für dich unsichtbare Schwerter gar keine Option? Weil Lemon hat immer mal wieder oder oft auch durchgehend seinen Nachschub nach vorne geschickt und sein einer Turm erst und dann später seine 2 Türme waren relativ unbewacht und da hättest du deutlich oder eine gute Chance gehabt.
Ja, ich weiß aber nicht, wo seine Türme sind, weil ich spiele ohne Diebe. Ich weiß nicht, wo seine Türme sind.
Ja, das
Ja.
haben wir schon bemängelt, aber du hast den Vision Zauber
Ja.
als Trojaner.
So,
Das ist
question is
richtig.
like, why no invisible
Also einfach
swordsman?
Faulheit quasi.
Answer basically
Das
is
ist richtig.
kleinerchris hat zero
Okay.
vision. Decent
Gut. Und meine zweite Frage, was hast du mit den 21 Saboteuren geplant gehabt, weil die nur in deinem eigenen Land standen?
21 saboteurs.
Ich habe die mal ganz, wo ich erstaunlich aus meinem Land gekommen bin, habe ich die mal eingestellt und dann habe ich vergessen vorzuziehen.
Making
Okay.
saboteurs.
Eigentlich
Ja.
wollte ich damit ein bisschen Berg wegmachen, aber habe vergessen
So you made
vorzuziehen.
saboteurs when you got out of this land, but then just
schade.
forgot to.
Hat denn jemand von
send
den,
forward.
von den anderen Streamern hier noch eine Frage?
Ja, ich hätte vielleicht eine an den kleinen Chris. Und zwar im Early Game hast du dir sehr viel Zeit gelassen, an den Berg zu kommen. Hast du das einfach vergessen oder wolltest du so einen sehr schnellen Aufbau spielen, wo du erstmal andere Dinge baust wie Steinbrüche, Holzindustrie und du die wenigen Werkzeuge dann jetzt in Kauf genommen hast? Oder ja, ist einfach nur was nicht rechtzeitig fertig geworden?
Ja, ein Mischmasch. Also eigentlich habe ich schon geplant, die Türme zu bauen, aber das kam dann alles ein bisschen später und so. Und dann habe ich irgendwann vor den Minen sogar meine 2 Sonnenblumenfarmen gebaut und dann kamen die Minen noch später, dann keine Ahnung. Der Aufbau war komisch, wo ich gespielt habe, aber
Question was about the mines
Irgendwas
and
kam ja
early
doch rum.
towers. So it just kind of didn't come up.
Ja,
And
ähnliche Frage dann jetzt auch an Lemon, was da im Early Game los war mit Siedlermangel. Wurde da einfach ein Haus vergessen oder war das
He
Scam
just
im
kinda, like,
Spiel?
lost the flow.
wie bist
there,
du
like,
in
I don't know,
die
he said,
Situation
like, this guy, like,
reingeraten,
built up
wie
was
du
all
da
over the
gelandet
place.
bist?
Like, he built the farms
Freue
before
mich
the
schon drauf,
mines.
das Replay mir in Ruhe gleich mal anzugucken. Weil das mittlere Wohnhaus, ich habe keine Ahnung, was damit los war. Das hatte ich planiert als 5. Gebäude oder als 6. Oder keine Ahnung, lass es das 8. sein. Ich habe die Türme, das kleine Wohnhaus, die Steinmetze, das mittlere. Und dann hatte ich da mal alle meine Holzfäller und Förster stehen und sogar die Säge war schon fast fertig. Und auf einmal rennt alles zu dem Wohnhaus hin, obwohl schon längst die Planierer weg waren und nehmen vom Staat die Startressourcen und tragen sie dahin. Und das hat mich so aus dem Konzept gebracht und so verwirrt, dass ich wirklich Probleme hatte, wieder ins Spiel zu finden. Also eigentlich hätte es keinen großen Unterschied gemacht, außer dass man es vielleicht ein bisschen später abreißt. Aber ich war so confused und ich kann es mir ehrlich gesagt noch nicht ganz erklären.
Lemon did manage to be confused about his first medium house.
Und dann habe ich da natürlich dann einfach auch im Wohnhaus irgendwann zu wenig
very
gehabt
early.
und das dann mit mir
And thought
rumgeschleppt
it was
und
already done for ages,
alles
but
ist
only very late.
nichts ist vernünftig fertig
Because we're
geworden.
only carrying it over, and then he was kind of confused.
Ja, war auf jeden Fall ein bisschen schade, weil ansonsten sah das ja, als dann irgendwann alles zum Stehen gekommen ist, hast du, glaube ich, auch ziemlich gut durchbauen können und vom Waffencount her warst du, glaube ich, auch ziemlich gut bei PT unterwegs. Und wenn man jetzt bedenkt, dass hier die Nahrung auch eigentlich bei Bäcker, bei Mühlen, bei der Zuchten alles wahrscheinlich 5 Minuten hätte eher auch arbeiten können, dann hätte das schon eine gute Runde werden können. Was ich vor allem gut fand an deiner Runde war, dass du deine Steine sehr gut im Griff gehalten bekommen hast. Da hast du, glaube ich, so die ziemlich gute Mischung getroffen aus Steine an den beiden Startsteinfeldern zu zaubern und dann doch aber zeitnah ausreichend an die nächsten Steinfelder über den Berg rüber hinzukommen.
Ich möchte nochmal
Ja,
kurz eine Frage an kleinerchris zwischenschieben, oder eher gesagt eine Aussage. Wenn du Rucksäcke machst oder schwere Rucksäcke machst, dann macht die Rucksäcke Qualität und die Schwerter Blech. Weil T2-Schwerter kriegen halt ganz viel Leben dazu und T3-Schwerter kriegen nur noch wenig Leben dazu und T3-Rucksäcke kriegen ganz viel Damage dazu und AP interessiert dich bei denen komplett gar nicht. Ja.
Okay.
Aber hätte wahrscheinlich eh nicht mehr den Unterschied gemacht zu dem Zeitpunkt. Ich hätte mir allgemein früher ein paar Rucksäcke
Aber
gewünscht. Gegen die Blasrohre und Schwettis. Einfach ein paar Rucksäcke, die du dann hinter deine Bogenschützen stellst und die werden dann die Schwettis und Blasrohre komplett abfarmen. Brauchst du auch nicht viel an deinem Playstyle zu ändern. Auch nur eine kleine Counter-Unit, die du an gewisse Orte ab und an mal hinstellst.
Ja.
Mhm. Ich hätte
Thema
vielleicht nochmal eine Frage an
Blasrohre.
Lemon.
Ja.
Oder, ja, darf ich zuerst? Okay.
Ja,
und zwar, Lemon, du hast ja sehr viel Fokus drauf gelegt, kleinen Chris die Sonnenblumenfarmen wegzugriefen. Hatte ich das gewundert, dass er dann doch noch die ganze Zeit über so viele Truppen produzieren konnte und dann doch wirklich sehr lange sehr gut mit dir mithalten konnte? Hast du eigentlich erwartet, dass er ökonomisch so komplett RIP gehen würde in den nächsten 10 Minuten? Oder ja, wie hast du dein Investment betrachtet zu dem Zeitpunkt, wo du es gemacht hast?
Ich habe ja keine Ahnung, wie es bei ihm aussieht, wie viel er ausgebaut hat, wie viele Farmen er spielt oder sonst irgendwas. Aber dass er am Ende doch noch so viele Truppen durchkam und auch noch Kampfzauber, das habe ich mir auf jeden Fall ein bisschen anders vorgestellt. Ich habe gedacht, vielleicht hat er auch kein ganz cleanes Spiel gehabt, hat dann sowieso schon nicht 100% das Mana, das man in einer perfekten Runde hat. Tut sich dann vielleicht auch beim Ausbau schwer, platztechnisch. Und wenn ich ihm dann nochmal 5, 6, 7 Farmen kaputt mache, dann kriegt er das vielleicht dann doch irgendwann zu spüren. Habe ich mir zumindest gewünscht, aber hat sich nicht danach angefühlt irgendwie.
Quite a lot of soldiers. But yeah, he made those deserts.
Hatte relativ viel Mana hinter der Tasche.
He made those deserts, but they're like he was then actually
du hast
surprised.
einmal auch die Blasrohre entwaffnet. Und diese Blasrohre sind nicht umgewandelt worden in Rucksäcke.
Surprisingly.
Ja, da habe ich mich verwundert.
Das habe ich auch noch nicht gesehen.
Man muss sie dann einmal mit Dieben aufheben, dann werden sie zu Rucksäcken.
Ja, gut, wer soll denn das wissen? Also.
Okay, where was I? Just when
Troja-Mains wissen Bescheid.
Ja, zum Glück bin ich kein Troja-Main.
Mana-technisch, wie viel Farm hast du gespielt, Chris? Und hat dich das überhaupt nicht beeinflusst für deine Eco, dass ich da...
Das hat mich gar nicht beeinflusst. Ich habe mit 6 Stück angefangen, bin dann auf 14 oder so hoch. Dann hast du angegriffen und hast mir welche weggemacht. Dann war ich auch irgendwann, sogar wo du schon welche weggemacht hast, war ich auf 18, also... Das hat mich null.
Ja, so hat sich auch angefühlt, als hätte das nicht den großen Impact gehabt.
Hört es auch nicht wirklich. Also es hat dann am Ende, hat man es gemerkt, aber weil ich auch zu dumm war und viel zu spät meine Eisenminen ausgetauscht habe. Da hat man es ja gemerkt, aber...
Yeah, now they were just kind of talking like a little bit about like how many
irgendjemand eine Frage oder
how much impact did it actually have for Lemon to kind of see back, but yeah. as we saw, didn't have the craziest impact.
Okay, anscheinend nicht. Dann wollen wir den kleinen Chris in seine Freiheit entlassen aufs Dorffest.
Ja,
Und
danke.
ja, damit würde ich abschließend sagen, danke euch nochmal für die Runde und
This was
sorry an alle Zuschauer für den ruckeligen Stream. Es war anscheinend wieder erst zum Ende hin, aber irgendwann gab es halt wieder ein paar Probleme, warum auch immer. Hat man ja jetzt auch am Ende gesehen, dass irgendwie alle immer mal wieder geflogen sind oder was. Naja, wie auch immer, wir haben es noch geschafft und damit gewinnt Lemon Spiel 1. Morgen bestreiten die beiden dann ihr Spiel Nummer 2. Das ist, glaube ich, auf 18 Uhr angesetzt und der Bot hat mich automatisch eingetragen zum Stream,
6
aber das
PM.
muss ich erst noch abklären.
Second game
Und
of
sowieso,
them.
wenn irgendwie
I'll be
Internetprobleme
casting
sind, dann
that
wäre
as
mir auch
well.
recht, wenn das jemand anderes übernimmt. Aber das lässt sich noch die nächsten Stunden dann klären oder morgen. Genau, und damit sage ich danke an meinen Streamer-Kollegen Totsch und ja, danke auch an die parallele Streamer, Akros und Kinkert. Und dann sehen wir uns die nächsten Tage. Ciao, ciao.
Und GG's. Yeah, I'll now mute myself as well. That was essentially the end of their thingy. It was a great match. Although King Cat isn't hearing it anymore, thanks for co-casting. I will probably say that to him later as well. It was a fun match. Yeah, pretty energetic. I'm so happy he casted this with me. My voice would have been completely gone otherwise. Although I did feel like I did still talk quite a lot, but I was also trying to drink some water and stuff like that to keep my throat healthy and usable. And yeah, game is over. I won't really keep it this much longer or much longer. Thank you for watching. I hope you're gonna be back tomorrow at 6 PM. Second match of Lemon vs kleinerchris. I assume kleinerchris will again not really have that much time, as apparently it's I don't know how you'd call it in English, village party that is like village how is it called? I don't know, it doesn't matter. I'm ending this. He's doing other stuff this weekend technically, and he didn't realize that like when he made this scheduled these games. But yeah, let's get into the game. Bro, I am lost. I wish you all a great rest of your day and bye bye.